Undercity Sewers, Surveil to start the game.
That's pretty good. Still lots of turns. Every time you cast the dinosaur thing, it hits another guy.
We've been seeing these new lands from Karlov Manor getting some play in Legacy. Dual lands with a Surveil ability on ETB. Force of Will thrown in the trash for Felix. I think both of these players know what the other is playing, so that should affect things somewhat. This is top 4 of the game story of Legacy 1K. Updated the overlay underneath me. And cards to watch out for from Derek. Opposition Agent. Opposition Agent is going to be nasty in this matchup. Felix is going to have to be very careful. Doomsday is searching your library after all.
I got it.
Uh-oh, here's Dark Ritual.
Yes.
Thoughtseize to start. 2 black mana floating. Derek is going to respond with a Dark Ritual.
I was like, come on, Chad. I'm literally so.
Ooh, this is getting heated already, folks. These players are already Dark Ritualing each other here on turn 1.
You choose it.
3 mana floating now for Derek.
Opposition Agent.
Opposition Agent. Getting dazed, returning the Undercity Sewers to hand. Thoughtseize will resolve. Double Bowmaster were the choices. Ancient Tomb, Swamp, and Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth.
Use Tomb Swamp.
Bowmaster also pretty good against Doomsday. Louis Lou says, do you have any Pox decks in the queue? What do you think? What do you think the answer to that question is? Here is Doomsday. It looks like it is happening. After a second Dark Ritual. Twitch chat calling for a ban of days. Someone is updating the life totals.
Surreal. Woman on the surface. Is she skiing? She's skiing on.
As Felix prepares this pile, worth pointing out that you see there's a penguin on Derek's playmat. We don't have enough penguins in Magic the Gathering, folks. Somebody's got to speak up, and I'm going to be the one to do it. It's just, there aren't enough penguins.
Wet skis, no jet skis.
Oh my God!
There's people playing board games casually in the background, if you can believe it. What's wrong with these people? Don't you have anything better to do with your Saturday?
Everything's exiled, right?
Derek will be unlikely to give Felix a lot of time to pass the turn here, which is another concern. Down to 9 life is Felix right now. I don't know if Felix has a cycler in hand at the moment. Okay, so I spotted Edge of Autumn. I spot a Street Wraith in the deck that Derek is looking through right now. All right, so Undercity Sewers was in hand. Okay, so that's 1 card off the top. I forgot about the land drop possibility. But the Undercity Sewers allows the pile to shrink by 1. All right, so Ancient Tomb gets played and Derek passes the turn. Brainstorm. Okay, so Derek is going to respond with Bowmaster most likely here. There's Bowmaster.
Continue.
Felix will go down to 8 with the ETB. Going to draw 3 cards, the last 3 cards in the library. 2 cards will go back. That'll be 3 more pings. Oracle with 2 cards in the library. This may have worked out. Can Derek kill this with the ability on the stack?
Game 2.
Okay, going to game 2. Nicely played. Felix up a game. Wow.
Like literally just one PC fills like 40.
We could watch the other top 4 match after this if Twitch chat votes for it. I'll put that on the poll as an option. All right, a mulligan for Derek. Looked like 1 card went to the bottom. Basic Swamp to start, and Dark Ritual. Are we going to start with Opposition Agent? Would be huge. Okay, Dothi Voidwalker to start. Dothi Voidwalker isn't the most exciting. Cycling. In response, Street Wraith in the bin.
I'll attempt to reanimate your. I'm gonna attempt to reanimate your Street Wraith.
Wow, follow up reanimate the Street Wraith that was cycled in response to Voidwalker. Wow. Force pitching Thassa's Oracle.
Exile
Relevant cards in Felix's graveyard for this matchup: Dismember, Shieldred, maybe Subtlety, Chain of Vapor. Lists are posted in our Discord. Cavern on Rogue. So the sneaky reanimate on that cycled Street Wraith. I don't know if Derek could have seen that cycle coming. Maybe the plan changed and there was another 1-mana play, or Voidwalker was originally going to be the only play of the turn and then saw an opportunity to reanimate there. All right, a ponder for Felix now.
Most of the time I got like a cultivate. Yeah.
AP bursts into the chat, says, what card game is this? Are they playing some Star Wars version of poker? This is Flesh and Blood.
Make it weird. No, I don't. You don't know.
The cards are worth lots of money. Louis Lou with a great question. What do you think is a good starter deck for this format? Goblins or Burn? Starter deck for this format. If you're talking about price, then Burn is by far the answer. It's the cheapest viable deck in the format by a wide margin. If you're looking for like learning the format and like having a chance to play without having a deep format knowledge, maybe Goblins is a bit better than Burn for that. Burn, you kind of really have to know what you're doing, or I think you might have a really lousy experience personally. Opposition Agent easily selected here. It's by far the more dangerous card in hand. Bitter Blossom, not a big deal for Felix.
At one point there was a arm and a knowledge pool in play.
Bitter Blossom wasn't deployed that term, which is interesting.
Both of them, except for the person who played the one of them.
Okay, Felix is going to fire off another Thoughtseize, and it looks like we're going to get rid of this Bitter Blossom. Thoughtseize off the top. Massacre and Force of Will. All right, so I saw that Massacre was in Felix's graveyard. In Felix's sideboard, excuse me, but it wasn't on my radar of cards to bring in. I guess it makes sense though. 4 mana, wipe out your X2s.
Massacre. Make it so people don't want to play Commander, so they play real format.
So Massacre will be trapped under the Voidwalker along with a whole bunch of other cards. Voidwalker getting an attack. Force of Will, the last card in Felix's hand before this draw, and Life Total's on the phone up to date. Thank you for updating that. Whoever that was. I think that was Audrey.
Go ahead. Daily Express?
Draw. Swing.
The
Send me phase.
Felix goes down to 7 after that attack. Now another Voidwalker.
Whenever player casts a try to engage it.
Black.
If it's head, the spell happens. If it's tails,
No, not that. Floating out. Second.
yeah, so I have that.
Okay.
Okay, floating a black and cycling Edge of Autumn.
Roll that blue.
Something else that randomized targets for psychic battle.
This guy's out too.
Yeah, see, that's the beautiful thing.
Now a Ponder for Felix, still with the one black floating from the sacrificed Underground Sea. At 7 life, so maybe Felix realizing that the clock is running out. 6 power on Derek's side.
Yeah.
Won't be able to fetch now, won't be able to Doomsday now. I guess. Force of Phil with a great question. Should we ensure exile order like we do graveyard order? No.
Friend Ryan was about to
Will we see turn 1 Dark Ritual Doomsday? Would be amazing. All right, Basic Island, probably not. Ponder. Could follow up with a pedal.
my Narset main position.
If it's an ultimate, you get another turn.
Just casting it.
No matter what.
One trillion damage.
I can know if it falls in the box.
Bye-bye.
Cheeks Like Whoa, thank you for the resub with Prime. Sorry I missed it. 14 months.
When any comes through, oh, no, winning the game. It's like, yeah, we don't win. If we're all the last 5, it doesn't matter. Just because one suicide.
I would have guessed net.
There's like, you want another one?
Winner determined.
There's one
All right, passing the turn. Derek will get some land drops and a chance to deploy some of these particularly nasty hate cards like Opposition Agent. Well, let's see what Derek has in store for us. Dark Ritual to start. Thoughtseize, Misty Rainforest, Street Wraith, Brainstorm, Polluted Delta, Undercity Sewers, and Dark Ritual. So had the Dark Ritual, but no Doomsday. Derek has 2 black mana floating. Bowmaster would be a decent follow-up.
Milling their
All good to share relevant links in the chat, Chili, don't worry.
I'm gonna take Brainstorm.
buddy Ryan I was playing against, he was like,
Brainstorm selected, makes a lot of sense. Felix will have a harder time assembling Doomsday now. Now a second Dark Ritual, so 4 black mana for Derek, 3 black Opposition Agent. That's an excellent start for Derek. Opposition Agent, once again, makes Doomsday pretty bad. Surveil puts Underground Sea into the graveyard. Personal Tutor. Oh! Okay. Near disaster.
You may play those cards. Okay, I'm not casting. Go ahead.
and I was like, well,
Draw.
That was a close one. This is competitive REL. There is a, mutual respect between these players. Not going to hold Felix to that play, which was basically just revealed a card in hand. Let's just leave it there. Bitter Blossom for Derek.
Because I can.
This Opposition Agent is a real pain in the butt for Felix. Okay, Life Fiddles on the phone are now correct. Both players at 17. People of the chat cheering for Mono Black.
Combat.
Felix will drop to 14 after that attack. There's Passageway Seer. So Derek will now take the initiative. There's the oversized initiative card, or Undercity card, I should say. The oversized Undercity, super helpful for keeping track of everything. Derek will enter the Undercity.
I'm gonna search.
I just see like.
Don't see Bitter Blossom much these days in Legacy. Tribals should have been a super type, but who's asking me, right?
Send me these.
I really appreciate you guys.
End-step trigger.
All right, End-step Passageway Seer will get its counter. It gets a counter on at end of turn if you still have the initiative, which Derek does and probably won't lose.
I got ninth. I got pizza.
Okay, so Felix with a creature. It has Swamp Walk, which is super relevant, actually. But Felix will probably not win this race. Bitter Blossom triggers. Undercity. Next room is the Forge, putting 2 counters on Passageway Seer. It's now a 5/5 lifelinker.
12. He was like, shit.
Move to combat. 5 for 6.
5, take 6.
Okay, Opposition Agent will hold back. Street Wraith is a decent blocker for that. So taking 6 now is Felix down to 8 life, and Derek will gain 5. And now a Thoughtseize. Takes a personal tutor out of hand. Barely relevant. Street Wraith will attack. That'll give Felix the initiative for the first time. But Derek will search because of Opposition Agent.
Oh, you have no basics. So falsifying.
Okay, I'll fail to find on the first room of the Undercity and a handshake with Trap coming once Derek cracks back on the following turn. Derek gets it. GG's. Mono black, everybody. Mono black. Do we have any mono black mages watching right now?